I hate war as only a soldier who lived it can. Only as one who's seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity. I fear all we have done is awoken a sleeping giant and filled him with a terrible resolve. 2023's Godzilla -1.
I've been told if I had watched Shin Godzilla, I wouldn't love this movie as much as I do. And maybe. However, I can like more than one installment in the entire franchise. And for now, this is my favorite Godzilla movie. My first proper Japanese Godzilla film that I got to watch in theaters. And on that note, I actually have a little bit of viewers from Japan and Thailand too. So specifically towards my Japanese audience, which on some videos is up to 8%. Konnichiwa, Ohio, arigato. I'm a history buff, first and foremost. Understanding the history and the culture of Japan before and during the war certainly helps when you understand, due to a lack of highly trained pilots, the Japanese leadership would instruct pilots to fly right into American ships. That would be this great honor to their families and their country. In an honor-based society, that's not a request, that's a demand. And not going through with a foolish suicide would be a massive disgrace. With that being said, this Godzilla doesn't represent so much mankind's folly towards the ever forward march of evolving destruction. More so, it represents the main character, Koichi's shame and trauma with not being able to go through with a kamikaze attack. And it's that shame and trauma that he carries with him even as he returns home, even as he's thrust into being a pseudo-father and a husband, even as he is surrounded by friends who grow to care about him when things are looking like they are finally going right for Koichi, and even as the audience starts to forget what movie they're watching, that trauma and shame returns as a now grotesque, mutilated, mutated, monstrous Godzilla. Now, if I was a bigger YouTuber, I would say this would be one of the parts where someone will take this audio, this clip, and will say, we'll have the whole, this is Godzilla that symbolizes shame and trauma, and then immediately shows a clip of destruction of the city. But, I'm trying to be a little artsy-fartsy here. I'm trying to give one of my all-time favorite Godzilla movies, if not my favorite Godzilla movie so far, with a relatively small human cast of characters that you are allowed to get attached to, that you're allowed to care for, that are genuinely likable. There are touching scenes like when Koichi is breaking down from his post-traumatic stress and his pseudo-wife is consoling him, Noriko, and it's just genuinely a very touching scene and something you would not be expecting from a Godzilla movie. And speaking of the Big G himself, what an excellent, fantastic design, which is somewhat new, but also combining, like legendary Godzilla with Heisei, with a little bit of Shin thrown in there for good measure. It's a story that has a fantastic pace, and for me, it kept me on the edge of my seat. I never wanted to leave, even as more important matters called, if you will. This movie is truly an absolute masterpiece. I loved it so much, I bought a Blu-ray both for my sister And for my mentor, -1 is, as of right now, my favorite Godzilla movie of all time. And it gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Until next time. Why do I feel like my own trauma and shame are about to haunt me? Oh. Oh no. No. And for me, I will believe in my heart, -1 is a true, absolute masterpiece. You fucked this for me. You fucked this for me, and I will never forgive you.